Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel everybody, and welcome back to yet another GR Corolla video. Today's video is going to be all about brakes. We have completely overhauled the entire braking system on the Money Shift GR Corolla in preparation for grid life. The guys have been busy at work. All the parts are actually already installed because we're on a timeline, people. We only have like 4 weeks until we have to leave on a month-and-a-half long road trip. With this car, we still have a lot of parts left to install, but today's video, we're gonna be focusing on the brakes. We have new front calipers, we have new rear calipers, and we finally got the new hydraulic handbrake setup installed in the car. So finally, we can go do some actual drifting and some consistent drifting with the GR Corolla out in the parking lot. We have so much to cover in today's video. We have so many new parts to walk you guys through. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into the video. Alrighty guys, so we are gonna start off up here in the front of the car with our new big brake kit for the Money Shift GR Corolla. A couple months ago, I hit up Charles over at Lamb Speed Racing and I said, listen, the Gymkhana grid stuff isn't really gonna work out anymore. We are going to switch our focus over to grid life time attack racing with the GR Corolla platform. The one thing I need help with is the brakes. I have no idea which way to go. I have no idea which company to use, which kit to buy. So I asked his opinion and he gave us these. So this is the Alcone Motorsports 6-piston caliper setup with the Alcone 6-piston motorsport caliper and their motorsport rotor. Now, it's interesting because something that I learned throughout this kind of process of buying these was the fact that the caliper and the rotor are actually a universal part that Alcone makes for everything. The only parts that are very specific to the GR Corolla and GR Yaris platform is gonna be this black anodized top hat right here, and then the bracket that actually adapts the motorsports caliper to the GR Corolla knuckle. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like to you guys and fake the fact that I know all this technical specs and I know everything about a caliper and a rotor setup for a car. I don't. I honestly don't really care. All I care about is that they work and that they work really freaking well. And I think with this 6-piston caliper setup, we are going to have huge improvements over the OEM calipers from the GR Corolla. Now, there is one thing I did want to mention. The rotor setup on this car is lighter than the stock rotor setup for the GR Corollas. It saves about 4 or 5 pounds. I think most of that weight savings, again, comes from the aluminum top hat versus the OEM rotors have a steel top hat. We just ordered a new set or a new sets of forged wheels that we are going to be using for grid life and all the racing that we're gonna be doing this year. So we are honestly in weight savings mode. We've stripped out the interior of the car and now we are getting into the nitty gritty, the real motorsports, the real racing parts where we're really gonna start saving some weight in wheels, brake rotors, all that sort of stuff. But one thing I do want to say about this Alcone stuff is they do not make a caliper setup or a caliper kit for the rear. So as good as this is, it's only for the front. Now we're going to show you what we moved to in the rear because we did make a little bit of a change, so let's go check it out. Alrighty, so moving on to the rear of the car, we did not make anywhere close to as big of a change as we did on the front. This is honestly more of a marketing thing for us because the red calipers, oh, I just had to get rid of them. Once we moved to the 2024 Money Shift GR Corolla, we moved to the blue stitching on the interior, so it's my goal to get rid of as much red on the car as possible. And with that, we have the Nemtech blue calipers. So what we did is took our original rear calipers off of our original GR Corolla, and we had them powder coated Nemtech blue. Now, there isn't a lot of performance upgrades available right now for the GR Corollas in terms of rear braking, but as soon as there are, we are going to be adding a better rotor and a better pad, especially because we are going to talk about the hydraulic handbrake in a little bit. Installing that, you do want a little bit more aggressive of a pad so that as soon as you pull on that hydraulic handbrake, you get the instant bite, the instant lockup that you need when you're trying to initiate a drift. But you guys also will probably notice that we are running some spacers. Now, these are some H&R spacers that we have been running since the beginning to make sure that our fitment is always on point for these GR Corollas. We have, of course, the stock spacer in the rear, and then we also have another spacer in the back Now, our new forged wheels are going to fit much, much better, so we are gonna have to run less spacers on them, which is always a good thing. Normally you wanna run as little spacer as possible, but my point of view on it is these cars' fitment from the factory are pretty poor, and buying aftermarket wheels is pretty hard, so spacers are a necessity if you're going to be modifying your GR Corolla, because fitment is king when it comes to one of these, and wheels get pretty freaking expensive. But with that being said, we are going to move on to the inside of the car and show you guys how we mounted our hydraulic handbrake setup. So the last part of the braking system that we need to talk about is the hydraulic handbrake setup. And right to the right, we have probably the coolest looking setup that you can have in a GR Corolla. You have a Kotouche sequential handle right next to our new IRP hydraulic handbrake handle. And I gotta tell you, this gives me goosebumps because I have been talking about installing a hydraulic handbrake in the GR Corolla for probably over a year now, and it is awesome. It is almost surreal to finally have the day come. I cannot wait. I haven't even tested it. Dave installed it and he went out and tested it and he was like, yeah, it works great. And I'm like, shut up, man. You're making me jealous. So I'm super excited to get out there and test it, which we will at the end of the video. But the mounting bracket that we made is actually really, really cool. We are actually using the OEM bolt holes for the original handbrake. The original handbrake kind of mounted at an angle though, and we actually used some shims to kind of make it flat and make it even with the Kotouche sequential base plate. And then we actually used the holes off of the grid section of the base plate for the sequential handle. We actually drilled out and tapped them and then used those to reinforce the handbrake handle. And originally, this car was actually gonna be built for Gymkhana grid, so we are gonna need to be able to drift it. And I'm really glad that we kept the kind of theme of being able to drift it because honestly, that's what I'm into. That is my passion. In memory of Ken Block, he inspired me to do so much stuff. Honestly, he inspired this YouTube channel. He inspired us to buy the GR Corolla in general. And the hydraulic handbrake definitely is a little bit of a nod to those Gymkhana videos back in the day. So hopefully one day we can make one of our own. But for now, we have some people coming over to give us a little bit of a reaction, a little first ride in the new setup, the 500 horsepower, world's fastest GR Corolla. So without further ado, let's get right into giving some ride-alongs, you know, having some fun, and finally doing some drifting. Thing's a beast there, big guy.
It's a sweet ride.
Alrighty, guys. So our next victim, or I mean, special guest is Jackson. He works for. You want to give him a little bit of a breakdown of what you do?
Yeah, I work for K9 Motors. It's out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We basically build a luxury pre-runner, kind of on a UTV chassis, and then we put our cage on it in our body, and it's a sealed cab. It's like a Baja truck, but has like the interior of like a Ferrari. A lot of carbon, a lot of nice parts on it.
So Jackson's an engineer. So when I have a really cool idea, I ask Jackson because he's like the first. Like I can just send him a quick text message, be like, "Any chance you think you could make us some engine mounts?" Because he knows all the people to do machining. He knows how to do all the design work on the computer. Jackson hasn't even ridden in the Corolla at all. Will this be the first time you've ever ridden in one?
Yeah, this will be the first time I've ever ridden any Corolla.
Versus Colin rode in it when it made 450 horsepower. So hopefully the reaction might be a little bit better than what Colin's was, because Colin just laughed like a little girl. But today we also got the hydraulic handbrake set up, so we will be able to do a little bit of drifting, and we're gonna do some inside shots and some outside shots for you guys. But we have the car ready to go. I just put some fuel in it. So hopefully we will be able to do the drifting stuff, and we won't have that kind of cutout issue that we had last time with Colin. One more thing that we did add since the last video, I mentioned to you guys that we were gonna be installing that Haltech standalone screen. Here we have it, the Haltech screen. This thing looks absolutely killer. I had Dave change the color to, of course, Nemtech blue, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to take some people on some rides. Jackson's our first victim, and we're gonna get the car started up, warmed up, and here we go.
Dude, that sounds so phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
All right, you ready?
Yep. so quick.
It's so good.
Oh my god, dude. It sounds so, it's so quick.
You wanna try some drifting?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this hydraulic handbrake works.
That is insane, dude. Oh my god, I can't even. It slides so beautifully. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude.
This is the coolest thing in the
It's
world.
the coolest shit ever.
I can't believe how easy it does donuts though.
Dude, it's lit.
Alrighty guys, so we dropped Jackson off to do some filming for us, and I gotta tell you, this thing is an absolute machine. If it wasn't before, it is now. With these brakes, they grip so hard, and everything. The hydraulic handbrake is so much fun. I cannot believe it. We're gonna do a little bit of drifting. Jackson's outside filming, and just enjoy the show, I guess.
I hope I'm holding the camera still enough because it feels like I'm shaking a ton. Or, sorry, shaking a bunch. Here we go.
surreal.
Got the okay from John to walk back. We're walking back now. Dude, how does his arm not get tired doing this? Do I just have little bitch arms? Look, we're vlogging. Sick. Dude, you think that car's cool? You wanna see my ride? Right here, the Fitty Pitter. Thing goes stupid. You have no idea. Over to Honda.
So I just got done editing the video and I realized that I did not shoot an outro, but man, is this thing an absolute machine. With the new hydraulic handbrake, so much power, first and second gear is just, it's amazing. I can't even explain. It makes me speechless, honestly. That video was filmed a couple days ago, probably 2 days ago. The next morning when we showed up, I started the car, was moving it into a trailer. Sadly, when I started it up, there was a little bit of smoke coming out of the exhaust. Now, we don't know what it is for sure yet. My guess is it's probably a turbo. Honestly, I'm crossing my fingers that it's a turbo because that would be the easiest thing to fix. But we are doing a little bit of a once over, doing a compression test, doing a leak down test, making sure that at least the motor is still okay. Please cross your fingers, pray for us. But this will all be in next week's video, so you guys make sure subscribe, stay tuned. And like I said at the beginning, we're on a timeline here. So hopefully, cross your fingers, it's not too bad. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, commenting. I love talking to you guys. And as always, I hope you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.